foundational class, we want the answers, right? Sometimes it's more like a whisper. Lately I've been using the phrase that comes from the Psalms, be still and know that I am God. And what I like to play with that is I like to break it down. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know. Be still. Be. I love to break that down. The part I like the most is be still and know. Because sometimes the only time we do hear the answers is when we get quiet enough and still enough to hear the whisper. We're expecting sometimes the James Earl Jones voice to come booming out. It's God speaking. But often it's just that little whisper. And we don't hear it when we're busy. We don't hear it when we're so busy trying to find it. But we hear it sometimes in the unexpected moments or the quiet times. Have you ever tried to reach after something round like a ball or a marble? You know what you do? Every time you reach out, you just push it further over. That's what I mean. Sometimes we're trying so hard to find what God is, we just keep pushing it away. All we need to do is go. So today is the 5th Sunday, and what I like to do on 5th Sundays, oh, you're going to be my guy, is Q&A day. I call it It's Your Turn. So let me just kind of set this up. So you're going to ask me the questions and I'm going to answer, but I in no way have the answer. I have an answer. I have my understanding of the science of mind philosophy. I have my perception. But the idea of you getting the answer is that you take that home then and you ponder that. And you play with it, and you listen for your own whispers, or you do your own research and take it a little bit further. You get what you need. It's not that Sean said, because there's way more going on than meets any of our minds or any of our eyes. And so I have an answer. Whatever I say to you afterwards, take it home and play with it for yourself. So the questions need to be science of mind related to this philosophy. This is not the time to ask me personal questions.
The lottery numbers?
The lottery numbers? No, I'm not psychic. You can ask me a personal question as it pertains to the teaching, but not, things that I like to do in my home life. It's not the time to ask the personal questions. Or it may be a question that somehow takes an old teaching that you've had from an older religion and bring it into how does this philosophy view that? So I'm kind of stalling just a little bit to let your questions come to mind. What I'm going to ask, we probably, depending on how long I answer, we probably have time for about 5 or 6. But only one, you don't get to ask more than one. So think long and hard before you ask your question. So Richard's going to come around with the microphone. So who would like to start with their question?
David.
Well, I was wondering what that word is on the wall with it.
That says, and so it is. So, one of our new members, Deb Hedworth, had this made for us. And so it is. Becky said, well, maybe we should paint this different colors so it separates the words out. We may do that. And so it is. Really, that was your question? Okay, all right. Now who has one? That's easy. Over here, Richard. Janet has one.
I'm ready.
You should know everything. She's already.
Are you coming?
He's coming.
And so it is. What does that mean?
Oh.
That's a very good one. Okay, so let me go back a little bit to a traditional. You already know what it means, but you're asking this for everybody else. The word amen that we often do in traditional Christian prayers actually means and so it is.
What does that mean? Amen.
Amen means and so it is.
Doesn't work, right?
You're trying to get to the meaning of it. I understand. Give me stages to do it. So when Jesus prayed, he said to pray believing that you receive it. So we teach that when you pray, believe it. We do not pray in this community, in this philosophy, oh God, please give me something. Oh God, please do something for me. We don't beg or beseech God. We do prayers as if it's already a done deal. Because that's how we move into the done deal. So when we pray, we say, I am abundant. And then the and so it is a declaration. So you could easily just say, this is so. Same thing. I am abundant right now. I am healthy right now. And so it is. So we are trying to convince ourselves that this is already done. Because in the mind of the divine it is. There's nothing missing in the divine life. It feels like that for us sometimes, but in the divine life nothing is missing. So I am abundant already is as far as God's concerned, as far as the divine mind is concerned. So we're convincing ourselves, I'm abundant now, and so this is. All right? It's like a okay?
Oh, yeah, but it doesn't always feel that way. It
Yes,
doesn't look that way.
It's called practice. That's the second question. It doesn't always look that way because we are going through a human process, aren't we? We are going through a process one step at a time and we begin to practice. But while we practice, we don't want to be wishy-washy about it. So is conviction. We don't want to be, oh, okay, I think God will do this for me. Oh, maybe I'm abundant or maybe I'm not abundant. Maybe I'm healthy. We don't want to be wishy-washy. We want to be clear. Conviction, and so it is. Joyce.
Last time you had a similar question, I asked, what is evil?
Yeah.
And you answered, there is no evil. Similar. And, okay. I've thought about it.
It's a hard one, isn't
We've had a
it?
lot of discussions about it, and now I understand it. Because I understand the faith more, and I've been listening to you. Of course there's no evil. God's a good God, He's already here, and He's already done it. And anyway, I want to thank you for giving us topics at the dinner table for, I don't know how long ago, maybe a year.
Yeah.
So I don't have that question this year.
Do you have another one? Or do you want to just, because I can expand on it for others who weren't here when you asked it. It is the question that comes up probably the most. Good and evil.
No, I have lots of little ones, but that was the big one.
Okay.
Thank you, Sean.
You're very welcome. Let me explain it to those of you who might be newer here and are thinking, what do you mean? No evil. So we talk about two aspects of our human life. Yes, we talk about that we are spiritual beings and we are having a human experience. Both are true. The human experience does not deny the fact that we are spiritual beings, and being spiritual beings does not deny that sometimes our human experience is icky. But both are still true. So when we look around the world, when we look around what other human beings do, some things look very evil.
Yeah.
But we would say evil. All right, well, sometimes it helps to just reframe a question or a word in our mind. So rather than evil, maybe we would say they're doing bad things, or they're not helpful, or they're being harmful. Evil. People appear to do evil things. What this philosophy believes, however, is there's not an evil power. There's one power, period. Because if there was two, then God would not be all there is. And we say God is all there is. If you're really, really new here, I need to say that we do not believe in a God who is a man in the sky. I never use the word he.
No.
I don't use the word she either. It just, there's a life force. That life force must be one thing or it would have destroyed itself already. It's one thing, and it's always toward wholeness. So what we say is that one thing cannot be good and evil. However, human beings have choice.
Yeah.
And human beings sometimes choose to do really crappy things. Usually because of their upbringing and nobody decided to break the cycle, and so they keep it going, We're the kind of people who say, no matter what I was raised with, I'm changing it. That's why I often say the world needs us. So, the appearance of evil, sometimes, but an evil power, we don't believe in that, not one little bit.